Hi, it's Gab and Max.
Max.
With our first, I guess, film of the fall, which happens to be Riddick, which happens to be the third in the Riddick trilogy, the first being Pitch Black, second being Chronicles of Riddick, and the third we're just down to Riddick now. Vin Diesel, of course, the same writer and director as the first three. I like Pitch Black. I saw it. I didn't see Chronicles of Riddick, or maybe bits of it on TV. So I was expecting just sort of the typical kind of stuff, I guess, out of this movie. Just quickly, the story is Riddick is, for whatever background reasons, he's on a new planet. He's like deserted. He's seemingly alone, except for some nasty beasts.
He needs to learn how to survive.
He has to survive, and then he has to survive just the planet and the beasts, but then he has to survive these sort of bounty hunters and other folks who come to claim him because there's a price on his head, of course, literally on his head. They want his head. And there's some sort of good guys, bad guys within this sort of group of other people, and that's pretty much it. And does he get away, and is he the only one who gets away, and how do people die and stuff like that? How do people die, or how do things die? Tell us about the cool gross parts that you liked. By the way, Max didn't see the first two movies, right, at all. So, I mean, this movie, you can not have seen the other ones. It's not like the story, the legacy is so complicated. So you can see this movie stand alone if you want to. And what parts did you like? I thought he'd like it, even though he didn't know what to expect.
Well, there's this one scene where he had this sword, and there's this big, like, alien thing. And so he slid on his knees and took the sword and was like cutting it from
underneath its belly.
And then all its guts fell out. And then it ate its own guts.
That was pretty funny and gross. There's a lot of gross, like in that way you'd expect, like, not scary. I mean, did it scare you?
No.
But it's not for kids. I mean, there's a lot of grotesque stuff and violence, but it's in that sort of, dumb, roll your eyes kind of way. But again, this is not for kids. There's bad words. A little bit of nudity.
Yes.
But what else did you like? I mean, the main alien villain, the main beast, is pretty neat. It's kind of gross and creepy and weird and scary. So that was good. And tell them about the other animals, beasts, whatever, that are in it.
Well, there was like these dog things.
Almost like hyenas.
Yeah, it sort of reminded me of a hyena.
Yeah.
And yeah.
They were neat. Why he gets one as a pet, sort of.
Yeah.
Riddick with a pet, a man and his dog. So, I mean, to me, there was some funny lines. There were some parts I thought, some lines and little scenes that were kind of funny. As I said, the story wasn't that interesting, really. I mean, they were just sort of hunting him down, and some people died and stuff like that.
Yes.
So I thought it was too long because the story just wasn't interesting enough, and it would have been more entertaining if it was tighter. The action scenes and the cool stuff would have been pulled together more tightly. What did you think of the effects?
I thought the effects were good.
We saw it on a really big screen, and we were sitting pretty close up, so it was pretty in your face. And you thought they were pretty good?
Yeah.
Yeah? Compared to other movies we've seen. We saw a lot of special effects movies in the summer, of course, and we saw some really good special effects in the summer, like Pacific Rim and Star Trek Into Darkness. So I thought these effects were, to me, they looked cheap. They looked cheesy. If this movie had been on TV, it would have been fine, but seeing it on the big screen, you really see the sort of, to me, it was the amateurness of a lot of the effects. The world just wasn't believable. It looked very artificial. Sometimes you see a sci-fi movie and you can really believe, like, oh, that planet looks like it could be a real planet, and you know what I mean? And did you find that with this one? Or
I sort of noticed
do you know what I mean?
But I'm a kid, I like movies.
You don't? No, that's okay. Yeah, I mean,
I didn't really notice it.
It doesn't take away from the enjoyment. Like, if you like this kind of movie, and like I said, you're going to get exactly like what you expect. If you like this kind of movie, I mean, it's going to be what you expect. No better, no worse. You can't really even almost criticize a movie like this. Was there anything you didn't like?
Not really.
No?
There was a lot of swearing in it.
Well, yeah, of course, I don't like you to hear the swearing. You don't like the nudity. There's no kissing, though. And
good.
Just, it didn't scare you, any
No.
of the gross parts or anything like that? Good, so I don't have to worry about you waking up crying tonight. And get in trouble. Bad mommy taking him to movies rated 14A, but I knew he'd get a kick out of it. So how many maxes do you give it?
4 maxes.
4 out of 5 maxes?
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty good for on the scale of maxes. I'm going to go like 2 3/4 because it's a throwaway movie. I'd rather see it late at night on TV. Yeah, I mean, I can't recommend it. It is what it is. So, and it is Riddick. So that's our first review of the fall for now, but there's going to be some better, more kinds of movies coming out soon. So we'll get back on track. But for now, thanks for watching.